That the electrons often appear together in pairs is a real phenomenon. In chemistry, the electron pair plays an important role as a bonding mechanism between molecules and atoms. Different materials are created from this. For example, two hydrogen atoms become a hydrogen molecule through two electrons as a chemical bond. Then it would have to have the force between these electrons that connects them with each other, thereby also connecting two hydrogen atoms with each other. But where is this connecting force to come from between two electrons that are actually supposed to repel each other? A conceivable explanation is that two electrons, which play a role as a connection mechanism in chemistry, form a sovereignty system. Only in such a system can two electrons interact and create the forces with which they are firmly connected. But in such a construction, two electrons have to run around each other and at the same time circle around the respective atomic nucleus. How is that even mechanically possible? In a sovereignty system, two bodies propel each other with their rotating gravitational fields. As a result, they run around each other and are also grarotated around the respective axis. Their gravitational fields also rotate, with which they in turn drive each other. Due to inertial drag, the rotational speed of the two bodies is limited, which creates the forces that pull them together. This is the mechanism of interaction. In this process, if the two orbits are not possible for some reason, they lose their centrifugal forces and attract each other. Their rotations created by mutual drives cannot necessarily be prevented, and they can also in such a situation each other continue to drive and grarotate. That is, as long as there is no collision between them, the system remains intact. In such a system, two particles rotate in two orthogonal planes, and the directions of rotation of the two are such that the direction of rotation of a body is exactly as it is being grarotated by another body. We call them as matched directions in two orthogonal planes. Otherwise, they conflict and are called mismatched directions. For example, there are two hydrogen atoms AC and BD composed of atomic nuclei A and B and electrons C and D, respectively. The nucleus and the electron revolve and rotate separately in the respective atom. In order to be able to form a hydrogen molecule from the two hydrogen atoms, these two electrons must become a sovereignty system. Then the two electrons must also rotate and move around each other at the same time. But that is impossible. So in such hydrogen molecule all orbits are stopped, but the rotation of each body remains unchanged. Under the matched directions of rotation, they attract each other between A and C, C and D and B. But now the two nucleuses A and B are rotating in the mismatched direction of rotation. If the directions of rotation are mismatched, both gravitational fields will come into conflict and both bodies will therefore repel each other. The conventional terminology is that like-charged nucleuses repel each other. When all of the above attractive forces are balanced by repulsion, they have become a hydrogen molecule. This is a mechanism by which a molecule can be formed by the bonding of the pair of electrons. A hydrogen molecule, for example, can also be formed by two hydrogen atoms as individual bodies directly forming a sovereignty system. The difference between these two types of hydrogen molecules is, among other things, that in a sovereignty system two atoms move around each other very quickly. As a result, the Earth's gravity is compensated for by the fast orbiting, and this hydrogen molecule could therefore float in the air like the rapidly rotating disk star. Is that why the gas molecule is gaseous? When electricity flows through water, hydrogen gas and oxygen gas escape from the water. This is likely, and one can think of it this way, that through electricity flow, two water molecules created by electrical bonds become two hydrogen molecules and one oxygen molecule, which are themselves sovereignty systems. As a sovereignty system, the gases also receive more energy because of the rapid circulation. Where else is the energy hiding? When ignited with the fire, the system is destroyed and the energy released. Then water molecules are formed by electrical bonding. Since this water molecule cannot spin that fast, it falls to the ground. We can also imagine that two water molecules could form a sovereignty system that rotates rapidly due to higher temperature. Is that why the vapor is also floating in the air? Chemistry must also be subject to physical laws, which means that they must also be mechanically explainable. We should not be content with using the word chemical reaction to explain all chemical reactions. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time.